Practice is beginning here in Spielberg, marking the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Now then, Anthony Davidson, we've had some really strategic races over the past couple of years, thanks to the current three-tyre compound system, and of course the groundwork for all those strategies comes from the free practice sessions like this one. So what do you think of the current tyre regulations?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. Is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video here today. We're back once again for another new career mode episode. I can't even remember what number we're at, to be honest. It's been a while since I've actually made one of these. I did this race probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and yeah, really just well, I don't know. I don't want to say I haven't had time, because I have, but when I have had time available, I've really been either on Gran Turismo Sport or Dirt Rally or just chilling, basically. So yeah, I've took a little bit of time off when it comes to making videos. I just needed to think about a few things and just deal with a few things that are obviously going on in the world at the moment. But anyway, got all that sorted, so I'm here and back once again. We're at the Red Bull Ring today. As you can see, practice was fairly uneventful. Obviously that's sarcasm. It was very, very eventful, to say the least. Basically every time I blinked I was either sliding or facing the wrong way or had a wheel fall off, or yeah, I was really struggling in practice around here. I don't know what it was. The setup felt alright, but I hadn't played F1 for a number of days before coming on to do this, so it could have just been the fact that I was rusty and hadn't touched the game. But anyway, we got through all the practice programs eventually when I got everything together, so that's alright. But anyway, I think it's about time that we head over to qualifying and get that started. There's supposed to be a bit of rain in the middle of qualifying, so that could make things interesting, but without further ado, let's get into it and see just what we can do.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
Alright, so here we are, qualifying at Austria. Rain is on its way. It's actually, I think it's actually going to start raining like within the next 2-3 minutes, so we really need to get out there and try and set this lap as soon as we can. Also, I did just run back through previous videos and double check. We're actually at episode 30 today, this is. So, man, 30 episodes into career mode. That's, we're getting into it now. I'm hoping at least to finish season 2 before 2020 comes out. I haven't actually even pre-ordered that yet, so I need to get onto that as soon as I can. But anyway, we'll worry about that another time. We're here for qualifying at the moment. On our one and only flying lap right now, rain has already started to fall. A number of the AI have already gone across and set times, including our teammate Sergio Perez, who has already pulled an absolute rabbit out of the hat and done a, I can't see what that is, I think it's a 103.8 if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but we come across the line, P4 at the moment on a 104.6. Now, one thing I will say quickly is I want to apologise if I do get stuff like that wrong here and there. When I'm actually recording, the screen that I do it on is fairly small, so it's a bit hard to read some of the real small numbers sometimes. But anyway, hopefully I don't get that wrong. I don't think I have so far at least. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen anytime in the future. But Q1, we make it out without too many dramas. Obviously, rain come down, reshuffled the field a little bit. Pierre Gasly, Lucas Weber, you wouldn't expect them to be on the back row of the grid, but they've obviously been caught out by the conditions. So we'll head over to Q2, now full intermediate running. I think it actually did start off this session to the point where it was very close to actually wanting to put wet tyres on, so I just fast forwarded. I didn't want to come out and do some laps on wets when the end of the session was going to be on inters, but here we go, up to the line. I think this should be a decent-ish lap. We come across the line for a 1:12.2, puts us P5, but 1.6 seconds slower than Denny Kvyat of all people. So I don't know how the Russian has managed to do that. Now, interesting to note as well, we've got a couple of 5-place grid penalties apparently. So we'll wait for it to come up again. So there we go. Antonio Giovinazzi, George Russell and Max Verstappen all with 5-place grid penalties. I didn't catch what all that was about. So maybe there was a bit of an accident at some point there in Q2. As I said, I didn't manage to see it myself, so a bit annoyed at that personally. I would have loved to see what actually happened there, but anyway, 3 of the AI with 5-place grid penalties, so that's not going to do them any favours. But for us, we're here in Q3. I'm going to wait right to the end of the session and just try and do one hot lap on the new set of tyres that you get given if you make it into Q3. So let's head out and see if we can do this. I think I'll be happy with a top 5, if I'm brutally honest. I'd love to try and park it on the front row, at least, you know, so we can get close to our teammate. I think that might be a bit of a tall order considering just how OP Perez's AI is, especially as well considering how good the Ferraris are at the moment. But away we go, up to turn 1, hard on the brakes. Very nicely through there. Car turned in right where I wanted it to. Didn't understeer past the apex or anything there. So let's check the first split, and we're actually purple by 10th at the moment over Perez. So very good start to the lap. We've got somebody just up in front of us. I'm not too sure who that is. Might be a McLaren. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, continuing on. Car feels really nice at the moment. It's not understeering, doesn't feel like it's got any oversteer either. The car is just really planted, feels really nice. Through the middle sector now, and we're 2 tenths down on Perez, so we've lost about 3 tenths in that middle sector. So we're going to have to really try and do something magical in these final 2 corners. So here we go, throw it into the penultimate corner. Now down to 4th gear for the final, short shift up to 5th. Use all the track on the exit, up to the line. What is it going to be? Only P4 on a 103.1, but we are 6/10 down on Sergio Perez.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Perez, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Alright, so there we go. That is the grid order for the top 10 for the Austrian Grand Prix. Sergio Perez once again takes pole position here at the Red Bull Ring. Sebastian Vettel P2, Hamilton, Bottas P3, P4, ourselves P5, Verstappen P6, Raikkonen 7th, Magnussen 8th, Butler 9th, and Kvyat in P10. So, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. I mean, generally speaking, a top 5 is pretty good, but with a better part of 3/4 of a second down on our teammate, and that is just... I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. I mean, the lap felt good. I mean, I didn't feel like there was many mistakes. The car felt nice, but yeah, we're just nowhere near quick enough. So we've definitely got our work cut out for us in the race, that's for sure.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Alright, thank you very much, Jeff, for those pointless few words. But anyway, weather for the race, she's going to be a full dry race, so we don't have to worry about using inters or wets at any point. A good thing too, because I have set the car up as a full dry race car. That probably hampered me a little bit in Q2. Luckily we were able to get through in to qualifying 3, so you know, it could have been worse. But anyway, I'm thinking of maybe doing something a little bit different for strategy, mainly because we've just got to try something to catch up to Perez. I mean, he's so OP at the moment, so let's go to the race and, well, let's just see what we can do.
What a beautiful backdrop to a motor race. We're here in the Styrian Mountains, of course, and they've watched over some cracking races throughout the history of this Grand Prix. Controversy, of course, think back to 2002, but also great joy. Do you remember Niki Lauda's historic home victory in 1984? It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Lee. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole position today, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Lee and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Butler, Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen, they've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Charles Leclerc and Grosjean. Norris, Kubica, Lucas Faber and George Russell. Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
The team are expecting a lot after your podium last race. Concentrate on getting into the points and push on from there.
Alright Jeff, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're actually starting in the points at the moment anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a bit drunk or something, but man, he really says some pointless stuff sometimes. But anyway, strategy, as you can see, I'm actually starting on the medium tyre. What's the word I'm looking for? My thinking behind this is if I can stay somewhat close to the front runners, then we should be a lot better off at the end, obviously, because we'll be on the soft tyre where everybody around us will be on mediums, and hopefully we'll be able to try and claw back some time back towards these front runners. It's definitely not going to be easy. I've got to make sure I get this start right as well. One thing that I'm still slightly struggling with after making the transition to the wheel, still struggling to get the starts right, so we're on a harder tyre compared to everybody around us, so hopefully we can get this thing off the line without too many dramas. But anyway, last couple of AI reforming now, and alright, here we go, awaiting 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix, episode 30 of career mode is a go here at the Red Bull Ring. Looks like a pretty decent launch, but we just get wheel spin in 3rd gear there, and that allows Raikkonen and I think Devon Butler up here inside. We're going to try to fight back into turn 1. Very loose on the exit there. I think we might have got a hit from the Alpha. I'm not too sure there, but that is not what we needed. We've dropped back down from 5th down to 7th, so we've got to try and get these guys back if we can. Kvyat now goes around our outside. Has a look at Butler as well. Yellow flags behind us. Not too sure what that's for, to be honest. Green flags now, so won't worry about that. But man, this is not the start we needed. Down to P8 now. So we've dropped 3 spots off the line, and this is not what I needed for this strategy to work. We needed to keep up with the front 4, so this has really not worked out well for us, and now we're just understeering like crazy, and there goes Ricciardo through as well. At this point I actually thought I had front wing damage, so I'm checking the MFD. The car looks fine, no visible damage, so I think everything's okay. but we are just losing heat loads of time to everybody around us. We're just going backwards at the moment. I can't even really seem to get in the rhythm at the moment because I'm just being attacked left, right and centre. Onto the end of lap 2, here comes Charles Leclerc now, who started outside the top 10. I think he actually ended up with a 5-place grid penalty in qualifying. Don't quote me on that, as Magnussen goes for a look up the inside in the final corner. That was very, very risky from the Haas driver there. But anyway, we maintain P10 for the moment. And at this point, I'm just thinking, okay, you know, let's try and settle into a rhythm. I need to try and, you know, well, I need to try and settle into a rhythm, find some time, find some pace. And, yeah, try and make sure that I don't lose touch to these guys ahead of us. But look on the mini-map there, look down the bottom left. Look how far Perez and Vettel have just disappeared up the road already. And we're not even 4 laps into this race yet. We're only about 3.5 laps completed, and they have already just left the field behind. So, as much as I don't want to say it, it already looks like P3 is all we'll be getting today. But cutting on to lap 6, we're going to try and get a move done on Daniel Ricciardo. Finally starting to find my feet in this Grand Prix. Down the inside, I think we should get this done, and we do. Past our fellow Aussie, up to P9. Next up, Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari has really not been able to work its way through the traffic like I would have expected it to. But on to lap 7, Butler and Leclerc going side by side. Charles goes right the way around the outside. Job done, I think. Yes, there he goes. So Leclerc up to P7, Butler down to P8. We're going to try and demote Devon even further down to P9 now as he goes, or tries to go very late on the brakes. Nearly actually run into the back of the Ferrari there, but he yields the position in the end. So that's up to P8 for us now. Finally starting to find my feet in this Grand Prix. At the moment, as I say that, we get very sideways and nearly throw it in the gravel. So, yeah, can't speak too soon. But so far so good anyway. We're regaining some lost ground. Onto the start of lap 10. Now we're trying to make a move on Danny Kvyat as he bunny hops that inside curve there. I notice it's a common trait with the AI. I don't know why they do that, but yeah, that just seems to be a bit of a common theme whenever you try and overtake the AI into there. But anyway, we get the move done up the inside, and there we go, up to P7. So slowly but surely we're regaining ground that we lost. Cutting on to the end of lap 14. I think, who's that? Kimi Räikkönen, I think that's gone into the pits now. That's a warning for exceeding track limits, so we're going to have to watch out for the rest of the race now. But here goes Lewis Hamilton on Charles Leclerc. Now, Lewis was actually up there with Valtteri Bottas, but he's dropped back massively. And look at this, we've got a beautiful run through turn 1. We've jumped Charles Leclerc, and now we're going to try and get by Lewis Hamilton. The straight line speed of this car just works wonders for us as we blow past the Red Bull and the Ferrari there. And just like that, a double overtake, P6 up to P4. Very nicely done there. And, well, there's not much to say. That was just a really, really nice move. But on to the end of lap 18, we found ourselves in the lead as all of the AI have now come in for their stops. And speaking of which, here they are. There goes Perez and Sebastian Vettel up our inside into turn 1. As odd as it sounds, I actually didn't really want to let these guys go. I actually wanted to try and fight them and keep them behind for as long as I could. Because remember, I'm still trying to fight these guys, but Vettel was alongside us, so we couldn't really squeeze him out there, and we had to, well, we had to be very careful there, otherwise we would have rear-ended Perez. That wouldn't have looked very good. But anyway, I think that is all we can do when it comes to holding up the front two. They're going to streak away now on new mediums. I don't think I'm going to come in at the end of this lap. No, we're going to cut on to the end of lap 20, and now we're going to come into the pits. Very, very aggressive pit entry there. I seem to do that basically every time I race here at Austria, so yeah, oops. But anyway, into the pits now. 15 lap sprint on softs to the end. Hopefully, I think I should be able to catch up to Lewis Hamilton. You can see on the mini-map, there he goes. You can see him on the run up to turn 1. There he goes. So he's way ahead of us, but I think we should be able to gain on him yet. But first things first, we've got to worry about this big group of cars behind us. Here comes Charles Leclerc Valtteri Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen's in there somewhere. There's a McLaren. I'm going to assume that's Butler. 4 or 5 cars behind us. Let's look at the proximity arrow as that, I think, was Raikkonen come through and nearly absolutely cleaned us out there at the top of the hill. So let's grab a replay of that. We'll jump on board with the Alpha driver. You can see there we are coming out of the pits. Leclerc with a very bad run out of turn 1, so Bottas gets a run on him. Kimi now gets the run on Valtteri, and let's just see how close Raikkonen got. It wasn't that close at all. I don't know why the proximity arrow went red. But yeah, Kimi certainly tried to send on his fellow Finnish compatriot. Didn't quite pay off for him that time around. But anyway, cutting on to lap 22. As I predicted at the start of the race, new softs compared to the on mediums. We were able to streak away from that battle pack pretty easily. And at the moment, trying to set a fastest lap at the moment so I can take that point away from Sergio Perez. I think this should be it, and it is 105.496. Only by a few hundredths, mind you, but hey, doesn't matter how much you get it by, but if you get it, you get it. On to lap 28 now, up to the top of the hill. We finally caught up to Lewis Hamilton. After I set that fastest lap, I really didn't gain on him as quick as what I thought I would. But anyway, we've caught up to him, and now we're passed up into P3, so we're up in the podium positions now. Unless there's a safety car or something, I really don't see us threatening the front two. But speaking of not threatening the front two, Lewis Hamilton, on the other hand, is trying to threaten us as he looks for a move in the penultimate corner. Very risky, but I think he might actually get that done, and he has. Good move there from Hamilton. No contact made, so yeah, not a place where you'd expect to make a move normally, but Lewis, credit where it's due, made the move, no contact made, but we're going to try and fight back now on the run up to the top of the hill. As you can see, I'm just leaving it in standard medium because the straight line speed that this car has, there's no need to use rich and hot lap because the move would be made like halfway up the straight. So, we got to try and make this somewhat interesting. But anyway, cutting on to the penultimate lap of the race, we haven't been able to shake Lewis. And again, we just get a little bit sideways on the exit there, and he's right back up here inside into the penultimate corner. Once again, he gets the move done. So, yeah, this is kind of annoying at the moment, not going to lie, because we haven't been able to get rid of him. We're not under threat from behind by Bottas or Leclerc or anybody. They've dropped back massively. But here we go, final lap. Hamilton or ourselves, who's going to get the final podium spot? DRS overtake, refuel mixture. We get up the inside, and I think that should be moved on. Lewis, you can see the proximity arrow there. I thought he was actually going to try and get back up here inside there, but nothing doing for him there. We maintain P3 for the moment, and he's actually dropped back quite a bit there, so hopefully we should be okay. So hang on for P3. You can just see on the mini-map there for a few seconds, Vettel and Perez, they just absolutely disappeared. There was no hope in anybody catching them after about the end of lap 1, to be honest. But we get very sideways again, and now that's given Hamilton a chance. Is he going to try and look for a move? We defend to the inside as hard as I dare, and I think we should be safe now. Down through the final corner, Gasly retires with about half a lap to go, but we cross the line and we just hold on for another podium.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Alright, so there we go, guys. That has been today's video, episode 30 of Career Mode. Sebastian Vettel wins the Austrian Grand Prix for Scuderia Ferrari, so no doubt they'll be pretty pleased with that. Sergio Perez comes home in P2. We managed to come home in P3, just fending off a very, very feisty Lewis Hamilton there at the end. But just having a look at the finishing results, definitely some names where you wouldn't expect to see them. Antonio Giovinazzi in the Silver Arrow only managed to climb up from 20th up to 16th. Lucas Weber from, hang on, where was he? 17th. He only climbed up to 14th. And Charles Leclerc down in 11th. So Leclerc didn't even score. So, yeah, definitely a bit of a mixed up Austrian Grand Prix, but we've come away with another podium, so in the sense of the word, you know, that's good, but at the same time, we've been beaten again by Perez and Vettel, so yeah, this really isn't doing our championship fight any good. As you can see, looking at the driver standings, Perez now retakes the lead from Charles Leclerc on 156 points. Leclerc with the 144. Vettel now overtakes us on 122, and we sit P4 on 120. Max Verstappen P5 on 106. So the Red Bull still in the fight, but I think Red Bull definitely need to work on the car a little bit if Max has any chance of winning this title. But at the moment, I think I can confidently say it's a two-horse race between Racing Point and Ferrari. As you can see, we do lead the constructors, only marginally though, by 10 points over Ferrari, but one bad race could easily change that and put one of us on the back foot. So we're definitely going to have to step our game up a little bit. And yeah, I mean, just look at that though, 20 seconds behind Perez, you know. I know his AI is pretty OP, but we're in the same car, so to finish 20 seconds off, yeah, that's really not good enough. AI difficulty is on 109 for anybody wondering, so I don't know, maybe I should tone that down to 108. Let me know what you guys think. Should I do that or just leave it at 109? But yeah, I'll leave that for you guys to decide. But all in all, another podium, so could have been worse.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
Looks like one of your rivals is also going to an upcoming historical event. If you choose to take him on, it might help get your name out there a bit.
Alright, so there we go, guys. That has been today's video. Career mode for the Austrian Grand Prix. Not much else to say, really. We'll go and have a look at R&D real quick. We've got a fair few resource points, so definitely looking at trying to do an upgrade. Just trying to figure out where we want to go. Thinking of a downforce upgrade, to be honest. That might come in handy. But in saying that, obviously it'll make us a bit quicker, but it's going to make Perez even faster as well. And on some level, that's one thing that we really don't need. But anyway, I really don't know what to do, to be honest. Do we go aero? Do we go chassis or aero, or do we go durability as well? Yeah, it's really confusing. I really actually don't know what I want to do. In the end, decide to go for a engine upgrade, and I think, am I going to go for a tyre wear upgrade? I don't know. I actually can't remember. I don't think so, or do I? Okay, yes I do. Like I said, I recorded this about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, so I didn't really remember what happened. But anyway, that's it from me today, guys. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. Thank you once again, as always, for the support on this channel. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's it from me. So until next time, remember, stay safe, stay home. Hope everybody is well. And until the next one, I will see you all later.